Hello dearest, welcome back to my channel. This is Maafeli. I hope everyone is doing well. Today I'm going to share with you how to make Ghana butter bread, also known as Nigerian Agege bread. Can you see the name of our channel has changed from Maafeli to Maafeli's Kitchen? Yes, we have changed the name and we are moving forward. Nice things are happening in our kitchen. So if you're new to my channel, we will be delighted to have you join our team and subscribe to our YouTube channel, turning on the bell so that you will not miss out in any upload that I make. Can you see this butter bread? It was so hot. I could not wait for it to cool down at all before starting to enjoy it. So after cutting, I had to allow it to cool down a little bit because I am ready to enjoy it with my tea. I was so ready and eager to enjoy it so much. So after allowing it to cool down a little bit, this is how it looks. Just look at that. It is so buttery and nice and soft. And this one right here is going to my South African mother, Mama Matidi. So Margaret, she's just a wonderful woman. I love her so much. She treats me like her own daughter. Thank you, Mama, for always standing by me and protecting me. So let's go right ahead with our recipe. To start, first I'm going to put some margarine in my bread pan and then set them aside. This is because I do not want my dough to rise before putting it in for the second time to rise. So I will just make it like this and then set them aside beautifully, just like this. And then I'll go ahead and measure 900 grams of bread flour. I'm using bread flour. You can use hard flour as well. So I'm going to leave everything in the description box for you all to check it out. So do not forget to check the description box for the ingredient and the measurement. So after I'm done measuring my 900 grams, just look at that. I have my 900 grams of flour in my bowl right here. So now what I will do now is to add my sugar. I'll also go ahead and add nutmeg and also salt. I'll mix everything together until it is well incorporated. Once it is well incorporated, I'll go ahead and add 20 grams of instant yeast to it and mix everything together until it is well incorporated. You can use dry active yeast as well, but this is what I have in my possession, so this is what I'm going to use to make my butter bread. So at this point I'm going to create a well in between it with my spatula, and I'll go ahead and take a half cup of milk and add 1 teaspoon of pineapple flavor into it and then add the mixture into the flour. I will start to mix it gradually, and then what I will do now is the water is not enough, so I'll go ahead and add 1 cup of water into the flour and begin to mix and see how far my dough is getting at. So I can see that the water is not enough, so what I will do now is to add another 1 cup of water, but this time around I'm going to add it gradually on the dry part so that I will know where I am with my dough. So when you are adding your water, please add it gradually so that you will know where your dough is getting at, so that you will not over mix it with water. So I will keep on mixing it nicely, and once it is doughy like this, I will go ahead and then take out the spatula out of the dough. I will then begin to use my hands to mix the dough and then add my margarine to it at last. My margarine it last because I don't want the dough to stick into my hands, so I added the margarine in the last part of the dough. So you can also rub your margarine in the butter before you begin to add the wet ingredient to it. So I will mix everything together until my dough is nicely formed, just like this. And just look at that, it is so beautiful and nice. So at this point, I'm going to flour my working board and transfer the dough to it, and I'll give it a good kneading for about 15 minutes for the gluten to form very beautifully. So just look at the way I'm kneading it. I am just pushing it in and press it with some pressure. So I'm going to knead it very nicely, and also you can knead it in this way. Just to look at the way it looks. It is so beautiful and nice. Please, I live in a noisy area, so if you hear noise in my video, please forgive me for that. And just look at my dough. It is so nice. So I will keep on kneading it until it is well formed. And once it is well formed like this, I will just shape it nicely and then cut it into 2 equal sizes. This here, I'm going to use the scale to measure it to get 2 equal sizes as possible as I can. You can also use your eyes just to eyeballing it and then cut into 2 equal sizes. But I do not want my bread to become like one is bigger than the other, so I used the kitchen scale to measure it nicely. And once I am done like this, I'm going to set one aside and begin to roll my dough. So at this point, I'm going to roll my dough to be a bit flat. Rolling it makes me feel like more professional, so I like to use the rolling pin, but you can also do it without rolling pin, and I will show you that method as well. So once rolling it like this, I'm going to fold it over again, and then I will turn it and begin to roll it again until it is quite a little bit flat and nice. And once I am done rolling it like this, just look at the way it looks. It is so nice and beautiful. So I'll go ahead and start to roll the dough over just like that. Just look at the way I'm making it. I'll just roll it over until the end, and I'll pinch the end and seal it nicely and fold it over, fold it and roll it very nicely and transfer it into my bread pan beautifully. I will set it aside and then start with the second one. The second one, what I will do now is to fold it in just to form a round beautiful ball just like this, and I'll begin to press it with my hands just to make it flat. I'll press it just like that. Just look at the way it looks to make it flat, and then I'll begin to roll it over just like that. Just look at the way I'm making it. So I'll roll it over like this and then pitch it at the end and roll it very nicely. So just look at the way I'm making it. You make it the same way. If you don't want the rolling pin, you can still use your hands to make it very nicely and then transfer it into your bread pan nicely. Just look at that. It is so nice and perfect. So what I'll do now, after putting them in, I will just cover it in a halfway just like this beautifully. And then I will transfer them into a baking tray just like this very nicely and cover them with a clean cloth and allow it to rest for about 30 minutes. And it's been after 30 minutes, so let's go ahead and check on our dough and just look at that. It has risen beautifully. And so at this point, I'm going to cover it and then bake it for about 35 minutes. And after 35 minutes, just look at the way it looks. Our bread is ready. So let's go ahead and open it. Just look at my bread. It looks so nice and perfect. Just look at that. It is so beautiful and nice. So at this point, I'll allow it to cool down a little bit and then I'll remove it out of the bread pan. And my bread pan is easy, very easy. It doesn't stick, just with the only the margarine or butter, it comes out so easily. But if your own don't come out easily, you can put a parchment paper, or after putting the butter, you can flour it a little bit as well. So at this point, I'm just going to turn it and allow it to cool. I could not allow it to cool, but please control yourself and allow it to cool down. And then one tips I want to give you is that your bread pan, your measurement of the flour will depend on the type of bread pan that you are using. My bread pan is short, but in height is very long, so it took me about 3 times to get it very right. So it depends on your bread pan that you are using, the size. So if you don't get it right for the first time, then it's either to increase or to reduce the amount of the measurement in the description box, so that you will get it right with your baking the bread baking pan. So this is where we are. Just look at my bread. It is ready to be served and enjoy. So nice and delicious. And I believe you enjoyed this video with me and are inspired to try at home. Please try at home and let me know in the comment section how it went. And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to my channel. This is Maafeli, and always remember, at Maafeli, we believe in the old adage, your health is your wealth. So be mindful of what you eat. Please, at this point, you have to bag all your bread inside a plastic bag, aka olonga bag, so that your bread will not be hard, just like the way I am making it. Just look at it, so that your bread will still remain soft even after 4 days. Thank you all so much. Nyamre bua yeke ye biako. Bye.